Welcome, college football fans around the world, and of course, all of the Miami Hurricanes fans, to today's preview video, the Miami Hurricanes versus the North Carolina Tar Heels. These two teams are facing off this Saturday, September 7th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on ACC Network at Kenan Memorial Stadium. Now hold up, college football fans, before we dive real deep into this preview video, I know some of you are thinking, Coop, oh no, you said this game was going to be on ACC Network. I don't have ACC Network. How am I going to watch this game? You guys know that some call me the link man. I will have you links for this game. So make sure you show up for the live stream on Saturday, and I'll hook you guys up with some links so you can stream the game. And also, you might have noticed that I do have a join button now below, beside the subscribe button. It's to the left or to the right. That's a direct way to support this channel. You get some cool perks as well. You get a U beside your name in the live chat and when you comment on videos, and you get access to special emotes you can use during the live streams. And also, there's the subscribe button as well if you haven't done so already. That one's free, doesn't cost a thing. All of the above are always optional, but I really appreciate the support. Now, I feel like there's one more thing that I need to mention before we really just talk about these two football teams. As of right now, this game will be played, as I said, at Kenan Memorial Stadium in North Carolina. Now, we're all aware that Hurricane Dorian is making landfall in the U.S. sometime this week. At the time of filming this video on Monday, it's supposed to make landfall later this evening. Now, originally the hurricane was going to hit the majority of Florida, but now they're saying that it's probably going to go kind of up the eastern coast and probably hit parts of Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina. Now, I'm not a weatherman, and I'm not going to pretend to be one, but I feel like it's important to mention that because, again, this game is going to be played in North Carolina, and parts of North Carolina may be affected by this hurricane. So I just want you guys to be aware that at the time of uploading and filming this video, the game is still on. It's still happening in North Carolina on Saturday, September 7th. But just be aware that this hurricane could potentially impact this game. And I wanted to mention that and bring it up just so that way you're prepared just in case. So let's dive in and talk about history between these two teams. Miami and North Carolina have faced off 20 times in total, with Miami leading the series 11-9. The Hurricanes did win last year's matchup by a pretty large margin, 47-10. Now, another interesting fact is that these two head coaches have some history as well. Way back in 2013, Mack Brown, currently the head coach of North Carolina, was the head coach for Texas. Their defensive coordinator was, you guessed it, Manny Diaz. Now, during Manny Diaz's third year at Texas, they played a team by the name of Brigham Young. This team racked up 550 rushing yards against Texas. Immediately after the game, Mack Brown fires Manny Diaz and says that is unacceptable. Now, we all know that Manny Diaz is probably pretty happy where he's at now. He's the head coach of the Miami Hurricanes. But I think there's still got to be a little bit of something there, if you know what I mean. Two head coaches facing off against each other. One of them was fired in the past by the other head coach. Both of these guys have something to prove. So let's take a moment and talk about both of these teams a little bit. I'm going to start with North Carolina. The Tar Heels looked a lot better in this opening game than I think most people expected them to. They were trailing South Carolina 20-9 at the start of the fourth quarter, but they ended up coming back and winning 24-20. Just last season, UNC was 2-9 overall and 1-7 in the ACC, which made them last in the Coastal. But in this 2019 season, it's new beginnings for North Carolina. They have a new head coach and a new freshman quarterback. Now, how much has North Carolina actually improved from last season? We really don't know yet. I mean, that was just one game. Time will tell. However, this team looks like a team that doesn't give up. They know how to finish football games, and they're going to fight for 4 quarters. Now, Miami's story sounds a little similar to North Carolina's. A new head coach, a new quarterback. However, Miami did not finish in their first game, and we took a big fat L against Florida. However, some good news for Miami is that the Florida defense they faced will probably be the best defense they see during their regular season. And you have to remember that Miami only lost to Florida by 4 points. So let's transition over and take a look at keys for a North Carolina victory in this game. Number 1, the Tar Heels' run game was pretty impressive against South Carolina. They racked up 238 rushing yards, with 102 of those yards coming from Javonte Williams. North Carolina must continue to have a strong run game if they want to beat Miami in this game. Keep in mind that Miami held the Florida Gators to just 50 yards rushing. Number 2, North Carolina has found their quarterback, Sam Howell. The freshman played well in game 1, but he did still make some freshman mistakes, which is to be expected. Again, he's a freshman. But after his performance in game 1, he's going to come into this game confident. But he has to play even better to beat Miami. North Carolina needs to make sure that Sam Howell is settled in and he makes smart decisions in this game. And lastly, North Carolina cannot afford a lot of turnovers in this game. Miami's defense is known for wreaking havoc and causing chaos. I really think any more than 2 turnovers in this game and it will really hurt North Carolina. So turnovers, North Carolina, you guys have to keep those to a minimum. Ball security will be very important in this matchup. So let's move on to keys for a Miami victory in this game. Number 1, less penalties. Miami had 14 penalties for 118 yards against Florida. That's unacceptable. This often put Miami in bad field position and in a lot of 3rd and long situations. It's pretty hard to win a football game when your penalty yardage adds up to the total length of the football field plus some extras. So the penalties for Miami must go down in this game. Number 2, Miami's O-line must show up for this game. A lot of Miami fans are 50-50 on this. I see Miami fans that say the O-line is still garbage. I see a lot of Miami fans that say Jarren Williams holds on to the ball too long. Either way, the O-line has to play better in this game. Against Florida, Miami gave up 10 sacks. And after watching the North Carolina-South Carolina game, North Carolina has a pretty good pass rush. So the O-line has to show up for this game, and they have to play better and give Jarren Williams more time. And lastly, Miami cannot beat themselves in this game. Miami had so many opportunities to win the Florida game last week, but every time it seems like they just shot themselves in the foot. Miami needs to show that they can play disciplined football. The Canes have to keep penalties and mental mistakes to a minimum in this game. So the moment everyone's been waiting for, let's talk about the score prediction for this game. Last week, I predicted a Miami victory and I was wrong. However, I was pretty close on the score. Let's take a look at the ESPN matchup predictor. They have Miami's win percentage chance coming in at 63.1% and North Carolina at 36.9%. My score prediction for this game. I have North Carolina scoring 17 points and the Miami Hurricanes scoring 35. That's right. I've got Miami coming through in this game. They're going to play angry. They're upset that they lost against Florida. They're starting out 0-1. North Carolina starting out 1-0. We're going to take it out on North Carolina. Now, UNC put up 24 points against North Carolina. There's no way that they put up 24 or more against the Miami defense. That's how I came up with the 17. Game number 2 for this Miami offense, things will start to click a little bit better and they'll get things going in this game. 35-17, you can take it to the bank. It's going to be close to that. Either way, Miami is going to get the dub at North Carolina this Saturday. But let me know your score predictions down below, down in the comment section. I welcome North Carolina fans as well. Please talk your trash. Please put your score predictions down below. Miami fans, do the same. As I said, we will do the live hangout just like always. I will have links for you guys because this game is on ACC Network and not everybody has that channel. Also, we will stream the night before. So on Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, I'll take live call-ins and we'll talk about the game and discuss it. I welcome Miami fans and North Carolina fans alike. Really what I think, because listen, I'm seeing Miami fans jump ship already. The hype was real in the offseason. The new Miami, Miami's back. And we take a loss against Florida at Camping World Stadium. My message to fans. Now, I know that this was a big thing last season. I know that it was. But I'm bringing it back this year. I'm bringing it back. I'm going to write a message out for you guys. I'm going to take one out of Redwine's book. Wow, this whiteboard is massive. Don't be a fan later. All the Miami fans that are jumping ship because we took an L to Florida, don't come in after we stomp North Carolina. Don't come in after we go undefeated in the ACC and try to pretend that you're a fan. That's all I'm saying. Don't be a fan later. That's it for this preview video. Again, leave your comments down below. Let's discuss this game. We've had a bye week. Miami had a week off to prepare. Now, the Hurricane might be a slight distraction, but I'm hoping that the team and the coaches can stay focused and they're ready and prepared for North Carolina because we've got to come back with a vengeance. Everybody was talking Miami. Now, they're still talking Miami, but they're saying that Miami's not that great and they don't think that we're what we said we were going to be. Let's prove everybody wrong, and let's start off this ACC game with just complete domination and get a dub against North Carolina. That's it for this preview video, guys. Remember, we are all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I got to say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out.